Okay, so originally I was gonna do Swamp Thing and have that be the last for Grapplers and Injustice, but I figured I'd talk about Hellboy since technically he is a grappler, and when I say technically, well, you'll see. Let's get into it. Hellboy. I cannot remember which company is the one that has the rights to Hellboy. Wasn't it? Wasn't it Dark Horse Comics? Because I don't think it was ever Image Comics. Oh well, that's beside the point. So, not too long ago, so I don't play Hellboy that much, if like at all, except for maybe like once in a blue moon. But anyways, I say that he is technically a grappler, and I say technically because, well, he has his command grabs down back forward 3 and down back 2. So Hellboy, like Bane, is pretty straightforward as a character overall. A lot of his combos are really just to hit the opponent, just do damage. In fact, let me talk about his trait real quick. So his trait is pretty interesting. It could be a little confusing to understand. Each of his traits, depending on which input you do, 4, down forward 4, down back 4, down down 4, gives him different. Sorry about that. Damn interruptions. Anyways, it gives him different buffs. The most basic one with 4, Hellboy gets armor. Second one, I didn't even say these. Brooms, Rosary. Agrippa's Charm, down forward 4, gives him a damage buff. Whittier's Amulet, down back 4, which allows him to take less damage. And down down 4. Now this one I believe is the most interesting. Malami's Bell, which will resurrect Hellboy when active, as it says. Resurrect can only happen once after Hellboy's second health bar has been depleted. So it's a trait you're only going to be able to use once, as in, if your opponent lands that game-winning hit, and once Hellboy goes down, if this is active during that time, then Hellboy will just get right back up. As to how much health it gives him, I actually do not know. Now you gotta admit, him going through the trouble of trying to trying to light a cigarette while he's just standing there, that is pretty cool. Probably the most anyone does in their neutral stance. In fact, let's go over his combos. So let's see, 1-1 back 2. Knocks him in the air. Good for getting your Joker combos started. 1-1-3. Pretty straightforward. They don't stay on the ground for long, but enough to give you the advantage to go for whatever you want afterwards. Kind of keep them guessing what you're gonna do afterwards. Back 1, 2, 3. Knocks them away. Wait, this is, let's see, 148. Also 148. Yeah, it does the same damage as 113, but knocks them away. But it does start with a low. It says his back 1 a low. Yeah, back 1. So it starts with a low, whereas this one starts with a mid. Kind of mix up your opponent. He's not really one of those mix up heavy characters. In this game, he's not really. back forward, or not back forward, forward 1-2 can't be canceled into from what I'm seeing. Nope. Can't be, yeah, it can't be canceled into, not even his super. So I think it's just to simply knock the opponent away from you so you can start his zoning somewhat. So 2-2, 2-2 down 3, which just knocks the opponent down. Again, cannot be canceled into at the last hit. But 2-2 up 3, which can be comboed into. Or comboed out of. You can cancel the last hit. Forward 2-3. Another one that's a juggle combo. Which, unlike 1-1 back 2, you can cancel out of it immediately. Actually, no, you can't really. It doesn't start up. It's not good for starting up juggle combos. It can be canceled into, but the opponent will hit the ground before you can actually freely move again. Like I'm literally mashing 1. Standing 1, and yet, so yeah, you can't. So 1-1 back 2 will be your go-to combo starter. And I said how back 1-2-3 and forward 1-2, I wouldn't really use these very much, except for knocking the opponent away so I can kind of zone them out a bit. Even though I really want to recommend that. That's one thing I want to recommend for Hellboy. Like I'd say his projectiles back forward 1 and down back 1. Like just your basic zoning tools, but really the startup to them, and they're both high, so people can just duck under them. Whoa, standing 1. So holding it, you can hold back forward 1. You can hold it down, but it doesn't really increase the damage, but it does throw them off. So they could probably, so like they'll initially try to block it, but then you hold it, and they think, oh, so he's not gonna fire and probably get hit by it. Or you can cancel out of it, kind of throw them off. But he doesn't recover very fast when you cancel out of it. But it does it has its purposes. You can't for his anti-air projectile. Unfortunately, you can't hold it down. Can't cancel out of it or anything. Let's see what the meter burn moves look like. Oh, it does more damage. But does it become a mid? Nope, still a high. But it does more damage. Very basic way to end a combo. So that's for his projectiles. Let's talk about his other moves. Back forward 2. A very basic shoulder charge. Meter burn gives you a little bit more damage. Now you don't have to do the meter burn or press the meter burn button right away, but there's really no reason not to, because if you delay it, then you run the risk of the follow-up attack missing. So there's no benefit to not doing it right away. And even though the opponent kind of bounces off the ground a bit, it does not combo. So really just a basic ender. I keep using the word basic a lot, because that's really all I can use to describe Hellboy, because that's what he's meant to be. Very basic, very straightforward character. I'd say a bit more straightforward than even Bane, actually. Anyways, down, forward, 3. I like the name of it, Fist of Doom. Just sounds cool. So this move on its own, it's pretty good. Definitely a good way to avoid lows, especially projectiles that go along the ground, or close the distance between you and your opponent. But you got to be careful when how you use it, because there's a specific set distance he'll go, and if you miss, that just leaves you wide open. So as it shows right here, you can cancel it. Cool thing about the cancels is that it doesn't use meter. Of course, if you decide to cancel it as he's landing, you got to time it a bit. As he's about to land. Can't just really mash it. But no huge loss. So there's their standard, close, far. Oh, and also there's the air version. Of course, the air version just has him come straight down. He doesn't travel across the screen. And the timing can be somewhat tricky, because you got to press back or forward after you do down forward 3 to get the other distances. But a good way to kind of surprise your opponent if you're finding yourself at full screen and you don't want to keep spamming his projectile the whole time, especially against someone who's a superior zoner. If you time it correctly, hit him with that. Kind of knocks them away if you do the meter burn version, but it does do good damage and can knock your opponent into the corner. And you can combo into it after 4, 2, 3. And it looks cool. So now let's get to my favorite part, his grabs. His unblockable grab and his anti-air grab. Down back 2. So he just grabs him, slams him forward. So unfortunately, he leaves them at a distance to where none of your normals are going to be able to reach him or reach the opponent. But you can do a quick hop forward and get it on them before they fully recover. But you can meter burn it, which switches sides, but it does allow you to continue the combo. Yeah, that does suck. You can't decide if the opponent is tossed to one side or the other. And you can only use the meter burn version once, so you can't really use it to extend combos multiple times, which is unfortunate. Now that's a save for his main grab. So now the reason why earlier I kept saying how he's kind of a grappler, even though he has an anti-air grab and a command grab, man. Only 100 on damage? Definitely his main command grab does less than Bane's. His down, back, forward, 3. Like, it looks cool, but it knocks the opponent a good distance away to where you're either gonna have to use Fist of Doom, his down back, not down back. I keep getting the inputs mixed up. His down forward 3. First, let me show it. So you'd either have to use his down forward 3, his back 1, or back forward 1, his projectile, back forward 2, his shoulder check, which doesn't even go full screen. Heck, his regular, because I'm doing the regular down forward 3. I'm not doing the close version. Oh, that's weird. It wasn't landing earlier. Yeah, my input is not that good, but I didn't already say I don't play Hellboy that much. Yeah, out of the grapplers, yeah, I don't play him that much. Oh well, at least comboing into it isn't that bad. And also, it's pretty cool, you can use it, so that is part of the reason why it does less damage. You can combo afterwards. So if you plan on keeping the opponent close, hit him with, if you got meter, hit him with the grab, combo afterwards. Man, I really gotta brush up on my Hellboy skills. So, in a weird way, it's kind of like Cheetah, in that his throws can be used to start, continue, or end combos. But it's a bit tricky doing so, since one of them is an anti-air grab. So you'd have to try to catch your opponent jumping, or just hit him with it in the middle of a Jogo combo. $320. Whoops, wrong button. Didn't mean to do that, but it does look cool. Now, if I remember, this was the main issue I had with him. His main command grab, down, back, forward. Down, back, forward 3 can be ducked under. It's a command grab, but it's a high grab. So it's kind of like the issue I have with command grabs in Mortal Kombat 11. So despite the animation and all of that, it just goes right over any opponent who's crouching. Even a pretty big dude like Atrocitus, the move just goes over him. So first, let's see all the moves that go into his command grab. See if it's the same normals as the other characters. So all his individual hits. Down 1. Yep, goes into his command grab. Down 2. Back 1. Whoops. Dang it, give me a break. Oh, it kind of looks like it. I don't know why getting the input is... I don't know why I'm having a hard time getting this input. So weird having to doing individual hits into a command grab. For me, it's a lot easier doing at least a 2-hit combo string into someone's command grab. So back 1 is not viable for that. Forward 1. Standing 1. Standing 2. So it is cancelable. That's weird. It won't cancel into his grasp. Alright, so that's about all I can find. So 4-2. Whoops. Down 2. Down 1. Standing 1. But of course, standing 1, down 2 are usually the standard go-to buttons, at least for individual one-hit block strings into a grab. Let's see about his other combo strings. So 1-1 back 2. Alright, that one can't be cancelled. Wow, none of them? That is unfortunate. This is why this is again part of the reason why out of the grapplers, or those who I consider as potential grapplers, I have a hard time considering Hellboy one. Yeah, he has a few individual or single hit block strings into his grab, but he doesn't have any multi-hitting strings into any of them, unlike Cheetah or Bane. As not only is there that, but his one command grab on the ground, the default version doesn't do a lot of damage. Same thing with the anti-air grab. In fact, wait, does it do more damage? Let me see. $117. Yeah, his anti-air grab without meter burn does more damage than his ground grab, which again, it kind of makes sense since you can use them to extend your combos. So that's one thing he shares with Cheetah: command grabs that can begin, continue, so they can begin, extend, or end combos. But unfortunately, it just makes no sense how his down back 3, it's the only command grab he has on the ground, but it for some reason it does not grab opponents if they're standing. I mean, if they're crouching. Hey, nothing really special about his super move. Like, it looks cool. Aesthetically, it looks very cool. But mechanics-wise, it doesn't have anything special about it other than just hitting the opponent, doing some pretty good damage. And like all other super moves, it has armor. Not the best amount of range though, unfortunately. So it does hit a very short distance in front of him. So basically when he hits the ground, it kind of picks up a bit of dust in front of him. I think that's like the range of his super. So that little dust that he kicks up in front of him when he punches the ground, I think that's like the extent of how far in front of him. So yeah, I'd say his combos and his normals are even more basic and simplified compared to even Bane. So yeah, very good for people who may be beginners. But that's really about it. I think that's what they were trying to go for when they made Hellboy. Make him very straightforward to the point like Bane, but give him grabs that can also extend his combos. But it still makes no sense that his main command grab can be ducked under. Like there's just no reason for it. Like it's already bad enough it does so little damage on its own. Even less so if you combo into it. Or not combo into it, if you meter burn it. Not to mention, I don't think it does not have the best range. Like, yeah, they look cool. But man, they really could have given Hellboy so much more to work with. That, and there's also just the fact that I am not that good with doing combos with him. So that's part of my reason why personally I don't play Hellboy that much. In a way, he's more of a semi-grappler. Like even Cheetah gets so much more to work with off of her grabs. The whole begin, extend, and end combos thing, like what she gets. And of course, yeah, her down back forward grab, down back forward 1 is also a high unblockable that can be ducked under. But she also has her down back 1, which allows her to grab ducking opponents. Made even easier by the fact that she's so damn fast too. She feels like she's that kind of grappler where you almost rely more on her normals and combo strings, in addition to having her grabs as a bonus. With Hellboy, I think they were trying to make him a sort of jack of all trades, who just happens to be a bit of a grappler. And I'm not gonna outright say that he's bad or anything, just definitely not my favorite to use. Like in a way, I just have a hard time considering him a grappler myself. Of course, in a way, that just comes to show that it takes more than just having more than one grab to be a grappler. Because in some games, you have characters who have only just one grab, like T-Hawk, but are still considered grapplers and still considered good in their own way. But definitely he is good for those who themselves are fans of Hellboy and want to try playing Injustice 2 without trying to play a character who may feel overly complex in their execution, because he is not complex at all. Like, they really wanted to make him a very simplified, straightforward, to the point type of character. And I say they did a good job with that. But that's going to be the end of this video, and I hope y'all have a good day, and I'll talk to y'all in the next one. So long.